Get ready for all the goofs that ITV Crazy Man have found in the Batman TV series from 1966. That's all 3 seasons. So get ready, Batman fans. Here's a lot of goofs.
Places, everyone!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Here, ready to move off.
Let's start with the very first episode, Hi Diddle Riddle. Everyone's familiar with the scene of Batman and Robin zooming out of the Batcave. But did you ever notice this sinister goof? Or was it more like a trick with only the faintest clue to the viewer? It was a ruse all along. Keep your eye to the right. Watch as the Batmobile exits. Or does it? We think it's going out the other side, but in reality, the Batcave is a set, while the exit is an actual outdoor cave. If you look carefully, you can still see the shadow of the Batmobile, as it completely stops once out of the camera's view. Holy deception, Batman! The Batmobile never left the Batcave after all.
You've done it again, chum.
Also in the first episode, the Riddler captures Robin, but when an unconscious Robin is being carried away from the Batmobile, you can see a brief shot where his cape actually falls off. Of course, it's right back on the next second.
Are you listening out there, fat man and boy blunder?
Speaking of the Joker and the great Cesar Romero, I guess everyone is familiar with the fact that Cesar refused to shave his mustache to play the Joker, to which they had to paint makeup right on the top of it. But did you know there was another mustache that gave away a stuntman dressed as Batman that you may not have noticed? In the Julie Newmar Catwoman episode, Better Luck Next Time, Batman's fighting a tiger at the beginning. One might be tempted to think it's Alfred in disguise due to the gray mustache that Batman appears to have, but it's just a stuntman. Could have been Cesar Romero playing a prank on everybody, I guess. And clearly it's not Alfred, as the close-ups show Adam West flailing about at empty air, pretending he's in the same room as the tiger. Of course, this is a lot more realistic than what you'd get today. You'd get like an actor jumping around pretending like he's fighting something, and then they'd add in a CGI cartoon cat that the whole audience knows is not real. Now, in order for Batman to scare off the tiger, he puts in his bat earplugs before turning on a super loud high frequency.
Then increases the audio modulation.
Well, Adam West must have dropped one of them because one of them's missing, and then it's back on in the next second. In the past, Burt Ward has complained in the early days of shooting Batman he had to perform his own stunts for the most part. But in the episode Holy Rat Race, when Batman and Robin run around the corner while pursuing Falseface, there is an obvious stunt double for Robin. Why did Burt Ward need a stunt double to run around the corner? Of course, this could have been one of the times that he was in the hospital from doing his own stunts, to which they would have done better just gotten a stuntman for him to start with. While we're on the subject of the episode Holy Rat Race, here's some more interesting information about that episode you may not know. Batman and Robin chase Falseface, that's the bad guy, past Gomer's Marine Base right into Mayberry. It's amazing that they made us believe on the Gomer Pyle show that this was an entire Marine base. Check this out, Falseface is turning around, and right to your left, where the arrow's pointing, that's Andy Griffith's courthouse. This area was part of the RKO 40 acres lot in Culver City, which before that had been used for Gone with the Wind and Tarzan movies of the 1940s. The set that Batman drove through on this episode was also used as Metropolis in The Adventures of Superman. It was also Mayberry on the Andy Griffith Show, and it was used a few times on Star Trek. I did another video on this if you're interested. Burt Ward said in an interview that the special effects guys used 2.5 sticks of real dynamite once for a scene which resulted in a board hitting his nose and breaking it.
Holy smoke!
Could have been from the episode smack in the middle, but I'm honestly not sure because he did not specify which episode in the interview that I listened to. I love the Batman fight scenes, and we all know they didn't really hit each other, and it didn't really matter back in the day, but sometimes those misses were more apparent than others. In the episode Not Yet He Ain't, the Penguin has stolen the Batmobile, and Batman is in hot pursuit. But when he ejects the Penguin's men from his bat cycle, You can tell very easily it's dummies that get ejected and not men. I wonder, could this scene have been done with real stuntmen? If so, it would have had to have been some pretty tough stunt guys. Of course, the bad guys are unhurt until Batman and Robin punched them out. Holy bad aim! Those crooks couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Ice? In July?
There's one thing about old TV shows is they tended to use stock footage over and over again to save money and time, which is understandable. But it did cause a few goofs here and there, if you were paying close attention, that is. In the episode Instant Freeze, for example, Commissioner Gordon says it's July, but the repeatedly reused footage of the Batmobile pulling up to police headquarters shows ladies wearing winter clothing. Maybe Mr. Freeze was working outside police headquarters that day. Now, another goof involving stuffed dummies that I found was on the episode When the Rat's Away, the Mice Will Play. Batman and Robin are captured by the Riddler and attached to giant wheels to which the Riddler intends to spin them to death. But either he's spinning them so fast Robin has gotten extreme cellulite, or Robin has actually been metamorphosized into a non-living dummy because Robin doesn't look quite the same anymore, or Batman for that matter. Thankfully, the effect was only temporary, as when Batman and Robin escape, they are completely back to normal again.
I suggest no cops. Then we'll jump into action.
We foiled your villainous death plot.
In the episode, The Joker Goes to School, Robin is at school, so Batman must drive the Batmobile alone to Gotham Police Headquarters. But the shot after the Batmobile exits the Batcave shows that Robin is in the car. Could this be some sort of time paradox created by some unknown Batman villain? No, it's probably just reused footage. Now, I bet you thought I was going to take the opportunity to mention my comic book Liberty Ace, which also involves some time travel and is on sale at Amazon. Nope, I am not going to mention it at all. In the episode, The Pharaoh's in a Rut, Bruce Wayne is on an out-of-control ambulance gurney that is headed toward a cliff. But the worst thing is there's an almost invisible, visible line that seems to be pulling him toward the cliff. Who could be doing that? In the episode The Ring of Wax, when Batman is captured by the Riddler and is in the van and later above a vat of wax, it seems that the compartments on Batman's utility belt are nothing more than ordinary yellow sponges. What fiend is responsible for this, you ask? I don't know. In the very next episode continuing the story, Give Him the Axe, the lines that are actually holding Burt Ward and Adam West up are clearly visible. They didn't even try to hide them in this one. I guess in all fairness, they didn't think any kids would pay any attention anyway. Also in this episode, when Robin climbs the outside wall of the Gotham Museum, Batman has two unusually large yellow boxes on his utility belt, probably to contain the Batline that he pulls out for Robin. In the next shot of Batman, they're just gone, totally disappeared. In the episode The Bookworm Turns, this exact same explosion footage was used later in Get Smart's 1969 episode I Shot 86 Today, providing evidence possibly that Maxwell Smart and Batman live in the same universe. Maybe not technically a goof unless you count the fact there is some kind of visible detonating device visible. You can see some kind of ball that is held up by a cable. I, TV Crazy Man, hope y'all understand I pick out these goofs of my favorite TV shows, not to mock them, but to learn how things were done back in the day of the golden age of television. I'm sure Batman wouldn't think I was doing anything wrong. Right, Batman?
Poor devil. Feel it's my duty not only to catch him, but with all the medical know-how at our command, to help that sorry creature back to a normal way of life.
Well, anyway, don't forget to hit the like and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you hit the bell, you're less likely to miss any new videos.
One hint, the worst is yet to come.
Good evening, friends.
The true crime fighter always carries everything he needs in his utility belt, Robin.
In the episode The Duo Defy, when feeding the seal a fish at the end of the episode, Adam West is clearly shaking the fish to try to make it look like it's alive.
The story you are about to see is true.
When it's over and the boy wonder is properly waxed, let me know.
In the episode The Joker's Provokers, When Batman takes Robin out of a wax chamber, which we know has to be a fake statue that we're supposed to believe is Robin, something tells me that the statue doesn't weigh near as much as Burt Ward. When Batman and Robin are back in the Batcave, removing the wax from Robin, Alfred hands Robin his gloves. Burt Ward initially puts the gloves on backwards.
You lit one, sir.
Of course, Alfred.
In the episode The Cat's Meow, when the Catwoman's henchman hands her the phone upside down, she seems to unknowingly put the wrong end to her ear. Of course, with this show, it could have been a joke, but something tells me she was actually surprised, because a split second later, the phone is turned around correctly.
However, knowing that, he'd think that we'd think he would not return there, therefore he did, and so will we.
In the episode, it's how you play the game.
Colonel, what are you doing here in Gotham City?
Batman and Robin are climbing the side of a building when Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes pops his head out of the window and talks to the Cape Crusaders.
Well, say hello to Colonel Hogan for us.
This is weird because Klink is a World War II German, and he even mentions Colonel Hogan trying to escape his prison camp.
It's a wonder he hasn't tried to borrow your bathrobe to pull another one of his escapes.
Has Hogan remained a prisoner of war for 20 years? He was basically there voluntarily to spy on the Germans. Shouldn't Batman have told Klink the war is over? On a side note, Batman was on ABC TV and Hogan's Heroes was on CBS, which mixing characters from rival networks just wasn't done back then.
I knew he'd think he'd come back here.
In the episode Caught in the Spider's Den, Robin has been knocked unconscious. Batman is ordered to carry him by the Black Widow. If you look carefully, you can see that it appears that Burt Ward may have thought this scene was kind of funny, as he looks like he may be giggling. Everyone remembers the classic Batman Green Hornet team-up, but have you ever taken a look at the very confusing timeline of their meeting and how they actually exist in each other's universe? Be prepared to have your mind blown, Bat fans. The Green Hornet and Kato had their own show at the same time as Batman. The Green Hornet was played by Van Williams, and Kato, of course, was played by the legendary martial arts star Bruce Lee. Everyone knows about the famous team-up between the crime fighters on the episodes A Piece of the Action and the second part, Batman's Satisfaction. But did you know that Batman was shown to have existed on the Green Hornet series, has a TV show on the episode The Secret of the Sally Bell in December of '66, before the famous team-up. A few weeks before that, in November of '66, the Green Hornet was mentioned by Bruce Wayne as a TV series he wanted to watch, on the episode The Impractical Joker.
It's about time for the Green Hornet.
You're right, Bruce.
And before those strange TV series mentions, the Green Hornet and Kato made a cameo in the Batman episode The Spell of Tut in September of '66, where it seemed that both sets of crime fighters were aware of each other's existence.
Aren't you in the wrong city?
On special assignment for the Daily Sentinel. You know my aide, Kato?
Robin, the boy wonder.
Now in March of '67, when Batman and Green Hornet team up for a full two-parter on the episodes A Piece of the Action and Batman's Satisfaction, and Batman and Robin act as if they don't know that the Green Hornet and Kato are good guys.
The Green Hornet is in our fair city for a piece of the action.
Not a mention of having heard of each other's TV series either. It's like wholly confusing continuity, Batman. Batman doesn't even start to realize the Green Hornet and Kato might be good guys until the very end.
Maybe he meant to uncover the entire ring, who knows?
The Green Hornet, a crime fighter?
Okay, so maybe this team-up happened out of order, but how do you explain how Batman is just a TV series on the Green Hornet, and the Green Hornet is just a TV series on Batman? Well, I guess it's not above the realm of possibility that Hollywood would create their own fictionalized accounts of the Green Hornet and Batman within the Batman universe that didn't resemble the shows as we know them.
Wholly unlikely, but...
Or it was all just a giant goof done for laughs, and I shouldn't be taking any of this so seriously before my head explodes.
Have you short-circuited Batman's brain?
Also, in the episode A Piece of the Action, Batman is supposedly stuck on a giant glue pad. But it's only his cape that is actually against the giant glue pad. How is his arm stuck to the cape? All he had to do is walk forward and take his cape off. You know, it occurs to me that the team-up of the Green Hornet and Batman was likely the first live-action superhero team-up ever. I can't think of any others that might have happened apart from cartoons and comic books. Let me know if I'm right or wrong in the comments below. In the episode, Batman's Anniversary. After stealing a golden calf, the Riddler, this season played by the Addams Family's John Astin, leaps out of a ballroom window. If you listen, you can hear him landing on the floor outside that window, which sounds like it's just a couple of feet down. The next angle shows the Riddler falling from a 3-story building. During the fight scene in a flooded bank, Batman and Robin can be seen fighting the Riddler's henchmen underwater. But it's easy to tell they aren't really underwater. Their capes aren't even floating. I guess it's pretty slick when you think about it. They didn't even have to get wet to film this underwater fight scene. They just put water in front of the camera by filming through something, I guess maybe like a fish tank. In the episode, The Spell of Tut, Robin is standing above alligators on a plank. It's clear these vicious animals are nothing but very large mechanical toys of some kind.
Or was he merely shedding crocodile tears?
Shane would have to hide until tonight because he can't travel during the daytime in those peculiar-looking clothes.
Now, Batman is the world's greatest detective, and yet he and Robin seem oblivious to the fact that their costumes make them stand out as anything other than everyday, ordinary crime fighters to the public at large.
We'll set down in Pelican Cove, just north of Gotham Point, and walk down the beach just like ordinary people.
Right?
As rain, Batman.
Just looking, thanks. I'll stand at the bar. I shouldn't wish to attract attention.
Of course, this is done for a laugh, but shouldn't Batman know better? In the episode Green Ice, we can see an injury Burt Ward sustained during the filming of the series. Look towards your left at his right arm and you'll see where it's been wrapped up. They did try to hide it, but you can still see it.
Crime fighter always carries everything he needs in his utility belt, Robin.
Oh, Batman.
Watch your head, it's time for some funny goofs from the 3rd season of Batman.
Some sort of delayed echo in here.
The Joker is back in Gotham City, this time with his sights set on worldwide domination by using the fears of a UFO invasion to his own dastardly ends.
What do you want to do tonight?
Try to take over the world.
In the episode, The Joker's Flying Saucer.
I wanted to rule the world from Mars. I like the looks of that place.
When the Joker lands his UFO, Alfred, played by Alan Napier, appears to hit his head for real on the top exit door when he's exiting. Since they're keeping it in anyway, they should have added one of those Batman sound effects.
I wanted to rule the world from Mars. I like the looks of that place.
Holy head bumps, Batman! Batman does the same thing in the episode The Bloody Tower. Adam West had poor peripheral vision when wearing the Batman mask, and he ended up bumping his head against the archway leading to Lord Fogg's dungeon while on his way to rescue Batgirl. Batman's keen wit and sharp reflexes prevented the doorway from delivering a knockout blow. This next part of the scene, I'm not sure I would call it a goof. I almost think Adam West and Yvonne Craig are ad-libbing just a bit. The way she's smiling at Batman and the way Batman is staring, I mean, it's just kind of unlike Batman's usual behavior. Is this just their way of telling us Batman has a thing for Batgirl, or is Adam West and Yvonne Craig just having fun with the audience? What is up with this scene? I mean, isn't Batman supposed to be like all super wholesome and everything in this show? Meanwhile, Robin is being attacked by a fake killer bee. If you look carefully, you can see the fishing line that's going across the screen to the bee.
Any sightings? None. But if Alfred's on that flying saucer.
Back to the episode The Joker's Flying Saucer. In the helicopter scene, they do that talking without moving lips thing again.
Any sightings? None. But if Alfred's on that flying saucer.
And that is so not Burt Ward. In the episode The Foggiest Notion, when Batman drives up to the Three Bells pub, there is a blonde in a pink dress sitting next to a man on a park bench. They get up and walk away from the pub. Then, just as Batman is about to enter the pub, he almost runs into them. Holy silent speedsters, Batman! How did they move so fast the other direction?
Goodbye, Batman.
Anyhow, you have to admit it, Charlie.
In the episode The Unkindest Tut of All, Barbara Gordon is supposed to be alone as she watches television with her bird, But if you look at the reflection in the bird cage very carefully, you'll notice that somebody is in that room that she doesn't know about. Probably just a crew member. The next goofs are from Surf's Up, Joker's Under. Batman and Robin break into the Joker's hideout through a window that doesn't appear to have glass, but still makes a glass-breaking sound.
Cowabunga!
The Joker decides to turn Batman and Robin into surfboards by covering them with surfboard goo, to which once the finished plot is accomplished, it's apparent the surfboards aren't thick enough to house actual human beings.
Holy detonation!
Exactly, Robin.
Let's not try to explain how they got out of the surfboard trap, let's just accept that they did.
Cowabunga!
Batman tells Robin to go back to Wayne Manor and come back as Dick Grayson because he needs Grayson's surfboard. Dick arrives and Batman tells him to leave his red surfboard outside the Hang 5.
Leave your board outside the Hang 5 and follow me in.
After all that planning, Batman comes running out with a yellow surfboard with his logo on it.
Cowabunga!
Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara's sunglasses. Not only are they wearing them inside, I'm certain those two officers of the law would not be caught dead wearing pink or green sunglasses, especially dudes their age in the 1960s, not even to catch crooks.
Amazing!
When Dick Grayson shows up to enter Batman in the surfing contest, he looks over at Batman when he mentions millionaire Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Wayne's president of the Gotham Point Surfing Association.
Was this an intentional joke? Or did Burt Ward forget that Batman's Bruce Wayne identity is a secret? We may never know for sure. There's hardly any waves at all when Batman and the Joker enter the ocean or when they get out, but the obviously fake indoor studio shots in between show them surfing on huge waves. Now when Batman and the Joker are in the water, they are getting soaking wet, but the fake shots of them surfing look as though they haven't touched the water. Now, don't get me wrong, it's super funny, but definitely goofy, or goofed up, or, well, you know what I mean. After Batman wins the competition and the character Hot Dog is finally released from a trash can, Joker rushes over to claim it was all just a little joke, and a microphone pops up into view at the bottom of the screen. Batman is still wearing those goofy looking trunks, even though Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon had time to change into their superhero costumes. And he and the Joker have completely dried off in the time it took to enter the Hang 5 building.
Depress the aerothermic thermometer jets.
Where are the windows and some of the walls in the Hang 5? Have you ever seen completely black walls in a restaurant before? Something doesn't seem quite natural. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell for future notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Comment, let me know what you think in the comments below.
Thermometer jets. Accelerate the isothermal oxyacetylene vaporometers.
See you later.